like a lot of young females, I didn't have insurance. I wasn't thinking about that far ahead. I was just thinking for the moment. And of course, my thing was, well, gosh, if it's a cyst, like how am I going to pay to get that removed? That's all I was thinking about. So I did a mammogram. A week went by, and Dr. Phillips was extremely fast, as everyone knows. She called me in, and I came back in, and I'll never forget, I was sitting in the room, and I was just sitting there, just chilling, just thinking, oh, okay, I got something to do, places to go, things to, you know. She comes in, and the first thing she asks me, I'll never forget it, she says, what kind of insurance do you have? I said, none. She said, well, I think you need to get some. And, you know, she was honest, and she was real, and she then told me that I did have breast cancer. I think when she told me that, I think I went through a moment of shock. I thought maybe like she was going to say, I think you have breast cancer, or maybe you have breast cancer, but once it clicked in and I realized what she said, I was devastated. I was devastated because my aunt, she passed away from breast cancer maybe 4 years prior. So of course the first thought in my head was, not so much I was gonna die, but it was just, this is crazy, this is incredible. So, you know, I sat and I thought about it, and she told me exactly where to go get insurance. I went that day. She told me where to go, how to get it, and my mother was, she came up with me, and I think 2 days later, I got insurance. And the journey has been incredible. After I got the insurance, I decided that I wanted to focus not just on life, but I wanted to focus on living. And that became my purpose. And through my journey of chemotherapy, radiation, and then more chemotherapy, a surgery, I was fortunate to realize that life is what you make it. A diagnosis is not the determination of living. And I decided that I wanted to live. And, you know, cancer is a diagnosis, but you're not your diagnosis. You know, healthy living, high spirits, determination, drive, just a will to live is what gives you the opportunity to survive. And I'm very thankful to have Dr. Phillips in my life. It's a blessing, along with, you know, my Dr. Eccles and Dr. Namby. They have been incredible. And my journey has been long, and it continues, because that was March 2010. I got married in September 2010. Bald, but fabulous. And after getting married, I thought it was over. But you know, God has a plan, and He has a way of leading you in the directions that He wants you to go. It's not always the direction that you think you want to go. It's not always the direction that you thought was for you. But He definitely sends you in a direction, and if you listen to his plan, He kind of sets the path for you. He just wants you to follow it. And as long as you do that, I feel like the opportunities are endless. And because of my attitude, in June, I had went on a trip. I actually went to California on some business, and I came back, and I noticed that I felt like I was wheezy. And because I'm just on top of my business, I decided to go to the emergency room. I'm thinking, I got insurance, it's free, so I'm gonna go. So I go to the emergency room, and they do a scan, and they noticed that I had a slight pneumonia. And they were like, well, they took a snap with the CT, so they could see the top part of my liver. So they noticed, like, oh, it's a little gray, you know, but I felt fabulous. So the next morning, I decided to go to Dr. Namby, and I was like, well, you know, they said they saw something gray, and she did my test, and the enzyme levels on my liver were high. So, of course, back to the scans again. incredible. I think even the fact that the breast cancer cells came back so fast was devastating, but I think because of my attitude and my will to live, the fact that I had to do an MR and that thing had to be close to my face was more devastating than the actual them telling me the cancer came back. But after extensive testing and you know, Dr. Phillips and Dr. Mandy just really pushing and making me feel comfortable that I wasn't in this fight alone, and of course along with my family. I was back on chemo again, which I'm on it now, and I'm on my second journey, and it's gone in the breast, and next year when I come and speak again, hopefully it'll be gone again. And through this time, I started a foundation which is called the Touch Movement. And the Touch Movement is a foundation that I started because in my era of people, people think, but they don't think about their health. Everything is so much more important. Making money, going out, looking cute, it's so much more important. And I think a lot of young people know something's wrong, they just don't want to admit it, or they don't have insurance, or they just don't really have the time to address it. And I think it's becoming a very serious issue. I have a couple friends that are 28, 29, it's getting younger and younger. So the Touch Movement is a foundation that I created to spread self-examination awareness through different events, different fundraisers, and it's coming along wonderful. I think that sometimes people have to see it to believe it. I feel like through the Touch Movement, we speak about it, we talk about it. This is the first event that I'm actually doing on October the 19th, and it's called Touch by Art. We have different artists, young artists that are actually designing art pieces that are inspired by cancer, and they're bringing it and they're being auctioned off. We're having a live band, but all the proceeds, I'm actually raising money for the Sisters by Choice Mobile Breast Cancer Clinic. So we're really excited about it. And we're really excited about it. We've been getting a lot of support, not only from different organizations, but a lot of support from younger groups of people that are actually getting excited and actually getting excited about being aware. And they're noticing that it's striking younger, and it's not just their mothers and grandmothers, you know, it's their friends and their sisters and their peers. So they're becoming a lot more educated, and I'm hoping through the Touch Movement it'll allow younger people to start being a little aware, a little younger, and so, you know, lives will be saved a lot younger, a lot quicker, and people will live a lot longer. And I'm just really excited about it, and I just wanted to tell everybody, the survivors and the people that have been affected by breast cancer, that I can't stress enough that cancer is definitely a devastating disease, but cancer is a diagnosis. It's not a life sentence or a death sentence. It's a diagnosis, and you're not just your diagnosis. So as long as you focus on life and not just living it, just focus on life, the positive parts, the drive to live, the drive to help other people, to touch other people, to tell them about the disease, not just the harmful parts of the disease, but the positive parts of taking a situation and making it something that makes you push harder to live and be a better person. So I want to thank everyone for listening. I know it's early in the morning and everyone's sleepy, but once again, I want to thank Dr. Phillips for letting me be here, and I'll see you next year, and hopefully I see you at the event on October 19th.